What's going on, guys? Today I am back with another hat format replay review. If you're interested in sending in your hat format replays, go down to the video description and you can find all the information on how to go about doing that. But here I have a match between Spiral67, who is on Sylvan, versus Raysaber7, who is on Mermail. So let's get straight into it. It looks like Spiral here will be starting out. Opening hands, we have Sylvan Princess Sprout, Miracle Fertilizer, Sylvan Charity, Curry Bandit, and Coma Shroomo. Anytime you see Sylvan Charity, it is a good time. And other hand here, we have Genix Controller, Soul Charge, Megalo, Soul Charge, and Solemn Warning. So not too good of a hand here, unfortunately, from Raysaber. Here, drawing a copy of Upstart Goblin. They're going to use the Upstart, and they get a copy of Soul Charge, which is very strong. Not here necessarily, but we will see depending on if they go for this Charity. They do go for Charity, finding Charity, Fertilizer, and Lone Fire, so that Soul Charge could be huge here. It looks like they're going to put Curry Bandit and Coma Shroomo back. Summon the copy of Lone Fire. Go for another Lone Fire. Go for the Lone Fire for a copy of Hermitry. Then they're going to Soul Charge and go for Lone Fire and Lone Fire. As usual, this could be a very strong board. Obviously, they can't use the Fertilizers because they've normal summoned this turn, but, you know, Soul Charge plus Lone Fire is just always a good time, as I mentioned before. Here, they're going to use the Lone Fire to summon a copy of Spore. Use Hermitry. They find a Charity, which will go back to the bottom of deck. Here, Lone Fire for a copy of Sage Koya, which will use the effect, Call the Haunted, which will also go to the bottom of deck. Here, they're going to Synchro Summon for an 8, going for Stardust Spark Dragon, banishing the Sage Koya to bring back the Spore. The Spore's level will then increase by the Sage Koya's level, so this is now an 8. So here, they're able to overlay for a copy of Felgran and pass turn. Raysaber finds another controller. Very, very unfortunate hand here. This might be a quick game one, which it is. That was enough to move on to game number 2, but here Raysaber will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Hermitry, Terraforming, Upstart, Hermitry, and Soul Charge. And Raysaber here, again, opening a controller. That's so unfortunate. Breakthrough Skill Controller, Marksman, Heavy Infantry, and MST. So again, just not a great hand here. Drawing for turn, a copy of Pike. Okay, wait, hold. That is pretty solid at least. Here they are going to set the controller, set MST, and set Breakthrough. Not even going to go for the Pike here. Passing over to Spiral, who finds a Lone Fire. So again, Lone Fire, Soul Charge. I mean, the Breakthrough can check it, but this tributes as cost. So, you know, if anything, they can just Soul Charge back. They say it's good. They're thinking. They go Lone Fire. They go Breakthrough Skill. Thinking, activates Terraforming, goes for Mount Sylvania. Activates Sylvania, that gets met with MST. They go Upstart into Upstart. You know, the usual Upstart into Call the Haunted. Lots of thinking here. At this point, I don't even know if they know what, you know, Raysaber's on. Here they're going to set the Call the Haunted. Pass it over. Raysaber gets a copy of Sphere, that's pretty solid. Here they're also going to summon the Pike to discard Marksman, using both effects, but here the Pike will add a copy of Undyne. Marksman will be able to pop that back row. They think it might just be set Sphere. Oh, nope, they're good. Oh, right, because they did set the controller last turn, so that is a tuner, so at minimum they could make a 7 if they really wanted to, but they're going to attack over the Lone Fire and then attack in for 14 with the controller, main phase 2. They are going to Synchro Summon, going for a copy of Gungnir. Haven't seen this on the channel too much. I don't know if not, a lot of the Mermail decks haven't been playing it, or just there hasn't been a great position to do that. But yeah, summoning the Gungnir and then setting the copy of Sphere, passing it over. Another Mount Sylvania is drawn. That's very good for them. Activating the Sylvania, using the effect, pitching a Hermitry to put a Princess Sprout on top. Here they're going to go Soul Charge for Lone Fire and Hermitry, which they're going to use the Hermitry, I would assume, to send the Princess Sprout, which will also, because they hit a plant, draw a MST. Then Princess Sprout here can summon itself back, probably making itself, what, a level 8? Yep. Thinking here, they are going to use the Lone Fire now to go into Lone Fire into Hermitry. use the Hermitry. They hit a Fertilizer, which will go to the bottom of the deck. Here, overlaying for a copy of Alsay. I love this card, it's so good. Using it, calling Sylvan Charity, which they do hit the Charity. Did they stack that, or was that all just like luck hitting that off the top there? Well, I guess with this, you call a random card, and you either send it to the graveyard, or if it's the declared card, you add it to your hand. So I guess in this situation, you know, calling, usually people just call like random cards like Exodia or something like that. But here, I guess if that wasn't stacked, maybe I just missed that. But if they hadn't stacked it off of this, then I guess just calling this is a good card that if you happen to hit it, it, you know, gives you more plays because it's a draw 3 and then put 2 back. But here they get the Charity. I'll have to go back and look if that was actually it, because I think that was just random. But here, Charity, finding Book of Moon, Rivalry, and Martial Leaf. Oh, wait, here they're talking about, did you stack it or just luck? Oh, and it was luck. That's insane. That's so crazy. So here they're going to put back Martial Leaf and Hermitry. Then they are going to set the Rivalry and Book and go to the end of main. Here, Sphere's activating. I'm sure this MST is going to check that, which it does. Here, ooh, Raysaber finds a copy of Mermail Abyss Lead. It is just not their day, it seems, right now. They're thinking they're going to summon Undyne, use the effect, sending Dragoons, adding Controller. Dragoon's effect will trigger. They're thinking to add a copy of Infantry. Now, right here is an interesting thing because this Rivalry will check one of these. Obviously, having Infantry is, you know, a good way to out it, but you need to have a, you know, card that is the same typing to do so. So I guess in a sense, if they get one more water, but then, you know, none of these are Sea Serpents, so they can't really even do that. It's a rough play. Oh, but this can also just check cards. Though if they go to, this says once per turn, discard up to 2 cards, target the same number of cards your opponent controls and destroy them. So even if they discard 2 to try to hit these, you could just chain it and it gets rid of at least one of the bodies on board. They are going to tribute both. Hitting the 2 back row, they think. They chain Book on the copy of Alsay, chain the Rivalry, and they have to get rid of the Undyne here, but then the Infantries will trigger. That's why they flip this, so the Infantry can't pop this, but they will be able to pop the Sylvania. Then from here, they pass turn. Spiral gets a copy of Hermitry. They flip Alsay, use the effect, calling Ojama Yellow. You know, obviously, as I mentioned, calling random cards. And then the secondary effect of this will activate because they didn't hit Ojama Yellow. They hit a Martial Leaf, but I guess first the Martial Leaf can trigger 2, I guess. Or I guess not here. They're just going to shuffle it back with this effect, but I believe you have to detach for that secondary effect. Let me see. If a card or cards is sent from by a card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card. Oh, so I'm not sure. They just put it back, so I would assume they were using this, but they need to detach for that. But then they also declared the Martial Leaf. Oh, they do send it, so I guess they were just using the Martial Leaf and not detaching, so that's right, and then attacking in for some damage here. Passing it over to Raysaber, who gets a max C, probably just going to have to set and pass. Oh, they don't even set. Okay, that's interesting because, you know, Sylvan can put up big bodies, so not even putting up a defender, that's a little risky there. Here, Spiral gets a copy of Fertilizer. They activate the Alsay, calling Fertilizer, which they didn't hit, so that goes to a graveyard. Then they activate Fertilizer. Going for the tree, Maxi is chained. They'll get a copy of Soul Charge. Okay, that's something, but are they even going to have life left to do it? Here they go, Hermitry, use the effect. Curry Bandit is milled. It gets excavated, goes back to bottom of deck. Here they go, Battle Phase, pushing in for 5,000. And passing it over. Was there any other way to do more damage there? I guess not, because you don't want the Fertilizer. You don't want to go for like a Lone Fire and then, you know, send off the Lone Fire. And then this would be destroyed, because if you can keep this online, then you can use it again the following turn. And I don't think you really would have put up much more damage regardless, so that makes sense. But here, passing over, the Raysaber draws a copy of Megalo, so not good, but they're going to have to use this Soul Charge, I think, which they do. Going for Pike, Dragoons. Very good. They can use the pike here, discarding the lead to add a Gund. Overlay both for Bahamut Shark, which will get rid of Dragoons to summon a Trite, and then Dragoons can trigger here. So actually that did put in a lot of work. Here they get a Megalo, so they are on 2 Megalo. Using Megalo, discarding Gund and Megalo to summon Megalo. Megalo can activate to add Sphere. Then the Gund is going to trigger to bring back Lead, which they can overlay for Big Eye to take... Oh, that's enough. Yeah, that was... Wow. From not the greatest hand to actually forcing a Game 3... Very, very impressive, especially seeing Spiral's hand was pretty solid too. But here we will get to see Spiral go first. Opening hands, Curry Bandit, Sage Koya, Sylvan Charity, Sage Koya, Soul Charge. So again, a pretty decent hand. Versus Ray Saber, who sees Turge, Mooling Glacia, Dragoons, Breakthrough Skill, and Abyss Lead. So honestly, probably the best hand they've seen so far this match. Spiral gets another Curry Bandit, goes Charity, finding Upstart, Princess Sprout, and Book of Moon, putting back Sage Koya and Curry Bandit, going for Curry Bandit, setting Book of Moon, and using the effect of Curry Bandit, sending Sage Koya, Curry Bandit, Princess Sprout, Miracle Fertilizer, and Hermitry. So a couple different triggers here will activate, but they do get to add the Fertilizer. Summoning the Princess Sprout, making it level 7, and then the Hermitry will get to look at the top 3 and put them back in any order. And then Sage Koya will get to add back the Charity to hand. So they have plenty of follow-up here. Ray Saber gets a copy of Undyne for turn. That's amazing here. Summon the Lind. So I guess they're afraid of this back row maybe because this will send as cost. So I guess depending on what they thought this could be, they just summon the Lind and attack in. And then they set the Breakthrough Skill. Spiral top decks a copy of MST. They are just drawing like perfect in a lot of these situations. They're going to go blind MST, which is a little risky because if that was a sphere or something, but then I guess, you know, this is once per turn. So if they out this, then the other wouldn't be able to activate regardless. Here they go Fertilizer for Hermitry. Go Upstart, gets a copy of Call the Haunted. Charity, finding Maxi, Terraforming, and Sage Koya, putting back Terraforming and Princess Sprout. Using Hermitry to send Princess Sprout, which will let them draw into the Terraforming again. Princess Sprout will then summon back, probably 8, yep. From here, they're going to overlay both for that Alsay again. Using the effect, calling Miracle Fertilizer, it's Soul Charge. Here, because a card was sent, they can use Alsay, which is really good here. They can detach and stack it to the top of the deck. Activate Terraforming to add Sylvania. Set the Call the Haunted, activate Sylvania, and they're not using the effect of it. Here, Ray Saber draws into that Lin that we knew about. They go Normal Summon Undyne. They say it's good. Sending a copy of Infantry, adding the Controller. Infantry will then trigger to pop the Alsay. Oh! Wait. Yeah, okay. I was about to be like, what the... So they're thinking here, actually. They go Book of Moon so that they can't walk over with this, because this has to pop face-up cards. So by booking this, they just won't be able to get over it. And was that enough to make them scoop? I feel like, oh, they had the Fertilizer, so the Fertilizer can just bring this back. This can get rid of this. Yeah, no, I mean, they definitely had enough to, you know, game them. It just is very unfortunate that this hand couldn't do a lot. Like, maybe if this Turge was a copy of Pike, it would have changed that a bit. But yeah, Ray Saber's hands unfortunately just weren't the greatest in this match. But anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy it regardless. If you did, please leave a like on the video, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and also don't forget to go down to the video description and find out how to send in your hat format replays. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.